In order to be clear, Hebrew will often, when using a relative clause, use also what we call a resumptive pronoun. You will remember that relative clauses are clauses that are introduced usually by a asher, but also sometimes by a shin prefix. These clauses, when necessary to remove ambiguity, will often be concluded by a preposition that has a suffix pronoun. This suffixed pronoun on the preposition is called a resumptive pronoun, and it helps clarify how the relative clause refers to the rest of the sentence. However, in English phrasing, such a relative pronoun would be redundant, and we therefore do not translate it. The relative pronoun that is used, not the relative, but the resumptive pronoun that is used, will agree with its reference earlier in the sentence. For instance, we have for Genesis 42:38, Baderek asher teleku ba. The relative clause is asher teleku ba. Teleku is the verb, kal imperfect, from hala, you would make. So the relative clause is which you would make, and then ba, the preposition ba, plus the third feminine singular suffix. This third feminine singular suffix agrees with derek, the feminine noun, from the sentence in which this relative clause exists. So on the journey, note that the is due to the vowel underneath the preposition, which you would make, literally on it, on the journey which you would make on it. But because that's redundant in English, we would simply say on the journey which you would make. But the resumptive pronoun ba tells you that this clause agrees with and tells you about derek, the journey. Similarly, in Deuteronomy 28:49, we have goy asher lo tishma lushono. So the relative clause is asher lo tishma lushono. The verb tishma is a kal imperfect. You will not hear, or in this case, it would be glossed as you will not understand. So the verbal portion is you will not understand. Lushono. Lashon is the construct noun language. O is the third masculine singular suffix. So its language. Well, whose language? Well, O, the third masculine singular suffix, agrees with goy, the masculine singular noun nation. So woodenly and literally, this would be translated a nation which you will not understand its language. But again, in English, that would be very redundant. So in English, we simply translate a nation whose language you will not understand. In any of these cases, though, the resumptive pronoun is helpful because it clarifies how the relative clause relates to the rest of the sentence.